Well, hello everybody. It's Dr. Carmen Bryant, and this is Car Chronicles. How are you guys doing this morning? As you see up here in the northwest, it is rainy. This is the rainy season. I kind of like it. I just don't like to go out in it because of, what I do up here. So I like it though. So if I had a day off, I would just sit in the living room with the fireplace and enjoy it. So for those of you that like the Northwest, I like the fall seasons. I like the rainy season. It's not a big deal as long as I don't have to keep going out in it. Well, are you guys ready? I am. You guys ready? Okay, let's do this. We always say the same thing over and over again. Hope is the last thing to go. And a narcissist knows that for those people that are normal, whatever we consider to be normal, air quotes, whatever we consider to be normal, people that have empathy, people that have, emotions that are not over emotional, but those of us that have empathy, those of us that have feelings, those of us that don't have a problem expressing the feelings, we're not going overboard with it. We have hope. You have hope that things change. You have hope for your children. You have hope that your marriage is going to work. You have hope for your career. This is a natural thing to have hope that something will work. And for most of you that got into situationships with these narcissists, you were sold false hope. Number one, you were sold an illusion. There was an illusion. That's why I have a book called, Unmasking the Illusion of Perfection. Abused by the esteem, because when you start unmasking the illusion, you begin to see that everything that was introduced to you was a lie. Everything that narcissist put out in front of you was a lie. It was a sales tactic. That's just like trying to sell a beautiful car and let you look at the outer beauty of the car. The car is so beautiful, but never letting you take the car to go get the engine checked, because the most important thing is the engine, not the aesthetics. Well, we do like to have a nice looking car, but it's the engine. You can have a beautiful car. You can have the beautiful car sitting out in the garage or sitting out outside, but the engine is not worth anything. So you're just looking at a beautiful car that has it has no use. Unfortunately, with a narcissist, that empty shell, they create an illusion that they sell to you. That's salespeople, sales pitches. And the one thing that they do over and over and over and over again is they sell you themselves. They're good salespeople. They sell you themselves. They sell an illusion, and it's based off of what you're telling them. So when you are talking to them, you're not building rapport during that hunt, during that love bombing, during that idealization. When you're talking, it's not a mutual exchange of information. It is an interrogation. They're trying to figure out your weaknesses, Superman, Superwoman. They're trying to figure out what is your kryptonite. And when you start telling them all your business, or like the country folks say, all your business, you start telling them all your business, and you start telling them where you have been hurt, what you can't tolerate, you start just pouring out your soul. That's what they wanted. They were looking for the plug to unplug your soul. You are pouring out, and all they're doing is taking that information to determine what role they're going to play, because you have given them the play to your story. You have given them the script so they can figure out what character they're going to play in your life. What is your weaknesses? Because the weaknesses that you're giving me, I'm going to play up. I'm going to create the illusion to trauma bond you to me. I'm going to create this perfect thing so that I can lock you in. Because once I can lock you in, it's hard for you to let go, because you'll always have hope that that person that presented themselves to you is going to show up again. That's like most drug addicts will tell you, or most alcoholics, most drug addicts will tell you. Those of you that have been addicted to substance abuse or addicted to substances or drugs, most of them, they're always chasing that very first high. That's why what ends up happening is they have to keep taking more and more and more and more to achieve the feeling that you got the first time. And that is the one thing that a narcissist knows how to do, is they keep you running after the first high, keep you running off after the illusion that was presented to you. Keep having you chase after the illusion or the feelings that you get during the idealization. Because when they hoover you, they idealize you. But what happens is the idealization is short-lived, because they already know you. And so they know how to pull you. But you're always chasing that first thing that you saw, which is not real. And you hear most people say, but I know because I've seen him and her. And when it's good, it's good. And I have fun around him or her. I enjoy, and they're this and they're that and they're this. Well, you're not going to stay addicted to something if it doesn't have little pieces of benefits. And some of those benefits are the financial gain. Some people stay in it because of the financial freedom that they have, the things that they can get, the monetary value, the the lifestyle that they're living. So they don't want to leave because they don't want to leave the lifestyle. Forget the fact that you're being tormented. Forget the fact that you keep coming to therapy and you're talking to coaches and therapists about the fact that they're doing what they're doing and they won't stop, and you're trying to get them to stop because you won't let go of what you have, the nice car, the nice house, whatever it is that you're holding on to. So you're trying to figure out how to make that person change. They're not going to change. They are who they are. A narcissist is a narcissist is a narcissist, and whatever they presented to you was the sales pitch to get you hooked. A drug dealer even knows, if I give you a little something free and get you addicted, you'll keep coming back for the product. Tell me I'm lying. You know I'm telling the truth. Well, the same thing that the narcissist does. They find out the holes in your heart, and that's where they put plugs of artificial stuff, to make you feel this pseudo feeling. And for some of you guys that are so desperate to stop hurting, so desperate to be loved, so desperate to be in a relationship, you're focusing on the wrong thing. I want a relationship because I want this image of family. I want this. You're creating a picture in your head. Women are good for doing that. We create this picture in our head of what we want. Husband, wife. For those of you men that are looking for wives, you got this image in your head. A house, car. I don't know how you have 2.5 kids, but 2.5, 2.5 kids. A certain look, this person, and you meet this person, they smell good, they look good, they're driving good and everything. That itself is an illusion because you don't know that there's a supply in the background that's pumping and giving the energy to that narcissist. That's like watching a thing or a character acting, but what you don't know, when you look behind the scenes, you see the plug that keeps them bouncing around and doing what they're doing. Well, there's a supply in the background that's fueling this narcissist, and they're providing you, they're taking you out to dinner, they're doing this, they're doing that. Somehow, now some of them are wealthy, don't get me wrong, some of them are wealthy, but the ones that are not, the average narcissist, the average Joe Blow, or the average Jane, whatever, there is a narcissist that is supplying that finances, and they're taking that finances and they're supplying you with it. Honey, I had a beautiful Mercedes, and he took that Mercedes with him when he transitioned, when he, in the military we call it PCSing, when he had a permanent change of duty station. I didn't go with him, and he took my Mercedes and took the Mercedes, and he riding all these women around, taking them out to eat, using my money, using whatever. And my car that I'm paying for the car. He got them thinking that he's doing supplying all this for me. But what they didn't know is that, yeah, he may have put $1,000 down on a car or may put his money down, but it was my finances that took the hit and was straining to make sure that he lived this particular lifestyle and presented himself to the world and to all these women. It was my money that was doing that. They were eating off of my dime. These women going out here eating with this man off of I'm paying for your food. You welcome. The nice restaurants and the lingerie that he was buying. You welcome, child. I know you feeling good about yourself. And this is a personal experience, and some of you guys had this personal experience, and some of you guys were this secondary supply and became the primary supply. They're not going to change. They stay the same. And so whatever they did to get you is the same thing they're going to do to get somebody else. The same way you got them is the same way you lose them. For those of you that, right now, your breasts up under your chin, your butt tight as a golf ball or a tennis ball, and you dropping it like it's hot and swinging off a chandelier, and this is what you do to pull a narcissist. This is what you always have to do to maintain the attention of the narcissist. And it gets worse because you have to do more of that what you were doing, because now you're competing with a younger generation. You're competing with other people on the outside because they grow bored with you so quickly. So whatever you did to get them is the exact same thing you have to do times 100. It keeps going high. The standards keep getting higher and higher and higher. But your thing is I want the man or I want the woman that I met. They never existed in the first place. Some of you guys 20, 30 years and you keep doing the same thing. The cycle is that's a forever cycle. It's infinity circle. That is an infinity circle. The only way that is broken is when you remove yourself from the situation and let them go in their own little cycles, because they're going to interject that cycle into somebody else's life. A never-ending cycle of a person that never existed and pulls off of the personality of other people. It's like, Jeepers Creepers. They pick pieces and parts of other people to create their illusion. And this is what you fell in love with, the illusion of someone that doesn't exist.